So it's no secret that Discord isn't in anyone's good books right now, with them making a lot of generally unpopular policy changes as they prepare to go public. Discordians everywhere almost unanimously rejected the global ID verification requirements Discord attempted to implement, which would have locked you out of several core features with a teen until proven otherwise default safety setting. Now, this would have been all fine and dandy. It's not if Discord themselves hadn't just months prior suffered a massive data breach where tens of thousands of users had their government IDs and other info like partial credit card details leaked when a third party they had entrusted with that data got hacked. So they're not exactly oozing community trust right now. Now, Discord themselves have come out and said that they've dropped the ball and that they're pushing their global age assurance plans back by several months while they figure things out, which gives us a couple months to figure out where we're collectively going. With the internet being the internet, you know that we've at least got some options, some well-established, some freshly birthed in the wake of Discord's mess, but the real question is, are any of them ready to take on the task of replacing the communication giant? We're going to be taking a look at a few of the most popular options floating around the internet idea pit right now and comparing them directly against Discord for feature parity. We could throw in a couple of bonus points here and there for anything that makes them stand out from the crowd, but at the end of the day, we're just looking for a good, functional chat app that has all the features we need. Whether you're a large community dweller or just need a place to post memes and hop in a voice chat to virtually kiss the homies goodnight. I think the important thing is that the app just has to work and work everywhere for mass adoption to really happen. So let's jump in and take a look at our first option that I've been seeing pop up everywhere, Stoat. Stoat describes themselves as the chat app where you are the main character. Pretty cringe, but I'll still give it a shot. Formerly called Revolt, they rebranded in late 2025 to what you see now. And I do like what I see because the layout is very Discord-esque, so longtime users should feel right at home giving this one a try. As for features, we've got text channels, voice channels, permission management, custom rules, custom emojis, and private messages. But what we don't have are video capabilities like webcam support or screen sharing, which is a pretty big reason a lot of people use Discord. They claim they're working on getting these ready for their official launch, but it will still take significant server scaling before it's ready for prime time. Currently, their servers are getting overloaded with all the renewed interest, and I often found myself being reconnected during peak times. You have to remember that a lot of these applications we'll be checking out are still in early development with smaller dev teams. With that said, we do really like Stoat, and we're excited to see what they do in the future. They have pretty strong privacy protections, fully GDPR compliant, no ads or trackers for now, and a pretty transparent TOS detailing the minimal data collection they do. The only other downside I'd like to mention is that they currently don't have any mobile apps, with no timeline I could find on whether they're currently in development or not. But hey, 7.5 out of 10 from me. Good job, Stoat. So for those of you keeping track at home, let's go over the features for Stoat. Text channels, yes. Voice channels, yes. Webcam support, no. Screen sharing, no. Direct messaging, yes. Permission management, yes. Custom roles, yes. Custom emojis, yes. Bonus, self-hostable, bonus, open source, and supported on the platforms of Windows, macOS, Linux, web, but no mobile. Hot off the presses, since we wrote that part, they've added support for both Android and iOS, so the timeline didn't really matter, with the iOS version currently being in its test flight stage. So that'll bump them up to a solid 8.5 in my eyes, my beautiful blue eyes. Next up, we have another community favorite with Fluxer, based in Sweden and recently gaining popularity for essentially being an open source Discord clone. And I'm not exaggerating when I say clone, as the layout looks almost identical, heck, maybe even a little too similar for legal reasons. They're not shy about it either, because in their official story behind Fluxer section on their website, they even mention scouring the web for interviews by Discord devs to gain insight into what systems they use to make Discord work. Although they're still a small team, they do seem to have things on lock, with an official roadmap detailing what's to come and a fully fleshed out monetization system like Discord Nitro, which they call Plutonium to help sustain development of the app, which does inspire confidence that the project won't just become abandonware sometime in the near future. We did have a few hiccups where the app went down for maintenance to try and scale things up for sudden influx of users, but we'll take a little scheduled downtime instead of constant server overloads any day. As for features, we've got it all. They literally check all the boxes except one, which is native mobile apps. But hey, they're at least working on it. Overall, 9 out of 10, I'm personally really rooting for Fluxer to become a thing. So that's Yes to text channels, voice channels, webcam support, screen sharing, direct messaging, permission management, custom roles, custom emojis, and bonusly, self-hostable and open source, with the supported platforms being again Windows, macOS, Linux, web, but no phones. Alright, next up is Nerimity, based in the UK and featuring a pretty snappy and clean UI, except for that annoying warning I keep getting to verify my email address because they still haven't sent me the verification I've requested several times. Your move, Nerimity. They have pretty much everything going for them feature-wise to be a competitive option, except for their content policies, which feature a strict app-wide ban on any NSFW content. Sorry, Gooners. Aside from that, they're also firmly stated that they will never make an iOS app, citing Apple developer fee costs as the reason, which sadly rules it out from ever becoming my platform of choice. So it's a 6 out of 10. It might seem harsh, but I feel like completely ruling out an iOS app severely hurts the platform's chances of mainstream adoption. I guarantee you a lot of your Discord friends are yapping at you from their iPhones. So that's a check to text channels, voice channels, webcam support, screen sharing, direct messaging, permission management, custom roles, custom emojis, but not self-hostable. However, it is open source, and the supported platforms are Windows, macOS, Linux, web, and mobile coming soon, just not for one of the largest portions of mobile users out there. All right, next is an interesting one, Matrix. Specifically, Matrix paired with either Comment or Element, because you see, Matrix is an open source protocol for decentralized chat that acts as the backend for a client of your choice, which allows you to pick your preferred flavor of UI and still be able to chat with users on either clients. In a bad analogy, think of it like Trillion that's using AOL Instant Messenger. You have the user interface, but other stuff's going on behind the scenes. And two of the most popular options seem to be Element, which reminds me a lot of Slack, and Comment, which feels very Discord-like. You might also hear of some other less popular options like Cine and Fluffy Chat, with new variants popping up frequently due to the nature of how Matrix works. Feature-wise, it's also pretty stacked, with one notable issue being that screen sharing doesn't capture audio, but otherwise things here are pretty solid. Overall, it might be a little more on the complicated side, requiring users to sign up for a service to then use another service that they can then exchange for another service, but otherwise, very cool. 8 out of 10. So that's a yes to text channels, voice channels, webcam support, screen sharing, direct messaging, permission management, no to custom roles, yes to custom emojis, and bonusly, self-hostable and open source. And then for Comment, you got supported platforms of Windows, Linux, Android, macOS and iOS are coming soon. And then for Element, it's Windows, macOS, Linux, web, Android, and iOS. Now, where do I even start with this next one? Root. They initially caught my attention by offering to import and recreate your existing Discord channels for super easy migration. It honestly seemed like the perfect choice, but then the more we looked into them, the more concerned we got. Their original terms of service stated that they could sell your private data and use it to train AIs, and only changed it after receiving a significant amount of backlash from the community. That already puts a bad taste in my mouth. I feel like they're going to slowly work towards implementing that again in the future in some way, shape, or form. So we're already starting this relationship with lack of trust, and since they're not open source, we have no way of checking if what they're saying is even true. For that reason, I'm out. I don't even think I can fairly give this one a rating because of that. So yes to text channels, voice channels, webcam support, screen sharing, direct messaging, permission management, custom roles, and custom emojis. Bonusly, nothing. It's not self-hostable or open source, but it is supported on Windows, macOS, Linux, web, Android, and iOS. Lastly, we have TeamSpeak. You guys knew this one was coming. They've been around the block. Heck, they've been around long enough for us to see the rise, fall, and rise again of TeamSpeak. I've known of them primarily for taking every opportunity to dunk on Discord on Twitter whenever they do something stupid, but this was my first time actually trying them out, and I gotta say, I hated it. I went in completely blind and didn't realize that TeamSpeak was primarily a voice-first platform, which, you know, now that I think about its name, makes total sense. So when I joined the official community, as I did for all of these apps where possible, I was thrown into a waiting room voice channel with a constant barrage of
"User entered your channel. User was moved out of your channel."
All while searching for how to leave. I was bombarded with hundreds of voice channels labeled as some variation of "ah" in the official server. Navigating through all of this honestly felt like a nightmare. I could definitely feel that TeamSpeak was an app with DNA firmly rooted in 2001, even though I was using TeamSpeak 6, which is supposed to be the modernized version. Personally, I wish they would spend more time updating the app experience and less time shitposting on Twitter. 4 out of 10, I genuinely wanted to get off the app from the moment I booted it up. So you got text channels, voice channels, webcam support is not there, neither is screen sharing. You can do direct messaging, there is permission management. There are custom roles, but no custom emojis, and you can self-host, but it is not open source. Its supported platforms are Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS, so it's got the full gamut. But there we have it, 6 capable contenders for the mighty Discord throne. Do I personally believe any of them have what it takes to dethrone the king? Honestly, no, not as things currently stand. I'm not trying to be overly negative here, I just don't yet have the confidence that these options have either the server scope to host that many users or the full platform support needed to replace Discord on all of your devices. But I do have hope, and I will be keeping a very close eye on several of them. I really wish I could have gone more in depth on some of the options, but that could have easily turned this into an hour-long video. But you guys let us know, are there any apps you saw here today that you feel deserve a dedicated deep dive, or are there any that you've personally tried that you feel like we've missed? Be sure to let us know down below in those comments. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go scream at a few people in TeamSpeak.
User entered your channel.